And welcome back to the WRC Sweden Preview. Yeah, we are looking into Sweden, the news going into the WRC event and everything else full scheduled. We're looking at the team previews. Big show coming up. So WRC Sweden test delivers good steps forward for Mr. Evans is going to be our first story. So Toyota's Elfyn Evans, he believes he's made some good steps going into improving being in the snow. If you remember, after Monte Carlo and even after the other test in the snow, he wasn't entirely confident. But this is from motorsport.com. So to prepare for the WRC's only round on the snow, the guaranteed snow, because as we know, Monte Carlo can have snow. The title contender entered the Arctic Lapland Rally last weekend in Finland ahead of the event schedule. He came out victorious in Lapland, and there was one story suggesting he wasn't that confident. But here, after the Toyota teammate Calais suffered a technical fault, Rovanpera set the pace. Now, while Evans showed flashes of speed on Lapland, he left the rally admitting, as we know, he had lots of work still to do come Sweden. He said, "I'm still not at one with everything, even though we made good steps at some points in the rally," said the 2020, remember, Swedish rally winner. He said, "I'm still struggling with the car in certain areas, to be honest. Some things are working okay, but in others, I'm struggling a bit more. It seems to be the case with this car on the snow from the beginning. There is still some work to do. There are always things we can do, and I'm a driver that likes to perform in a certain way. However," and here's the but, "following this week's pre-event test, Evans he's got his confidence back. He's got his mojo back. He's made progress in unlocking pace on the snow ahead of Sweden, where he's going to start second on the road. Driving on snow and ice is something unique and makes Rally Sweden a very specific event," Evans said. "In the past, I've had some good performance here, and we've been working to try and improve my feeling with the car from last year's event." He went on to saying, "Our pre-event running in Finland has been really useful to get some time on the snow before Sweden. It's given us the chance to try a few things, and I think we've managed to get some good steps. The conditions can vary quite a lot during the rally, with the gravel coming through on the second pass of stages, and that's something key to get right. Now, starting second on the road with fast drivers behind is not going to be easy. We'll do our best, and like always, we're going to try and get the most out of the weekend." So fingers crossed for Elfyn Evans that he has he's got a good one, but he's not going to be the only one gunning for victory, because as we know, Mr. Rovanpera, Calais, is back. He's ready for that WRC comeback in Sweden, and he did very well in Lapland, didn't he? So Calais said he's ready to make a return to the World Rally Championship in Sweden, which marks the first round of his partial 2024 campaign. So the reigning world champion, he's expected to compete at least 6 rallies for Toyota, the first one being the upcoming event in Sweden. This is where he won in 2022. So Rovanpera jumped back behind the wheel of a Toyota GR last weekend to prepare for Sweden's snow stages by participating in the Arctic Lapland Rally in Finland. He set a blistering pace to lead the rally by almost a minute from Toyota teammate Evans before a technical issue on the last stage prevented him from taking victory, which was claimed by Evans, but at the time he was very much looking odds on to win that rally. However, after a first rally outing since November's Rally Japan, Rovanpera says he's all set to challenge for victory in Sweden, in which he's going to have the advantage of starting lower in that road order, unlike Mr. Evans. He said, "Yes, I'm ready," when asked about his Swedish prospects. "The expectations for Sweden are quite good. It's nice to be going back to a WRC event now after a small break for us. Hopefully, the starting place will be good and we can enjoy the rally. Of course, we will try and fight for victory and bring the points home for the team." So Rovanpera revealed that the Arctic Lapland Rally has helped define the setup required for Sweden's snow-covered roads. We got the car and the setup more clear, so I think the testing was important, and hopefully we can have a much better Sweden. There is only one event per year on snow, so we need to nail the setup in the few tests that we have, and we don't have so much experience on the snow with the car, so we need to be sure that the car is fast going into Sweden. He went on to say, "We always try and find the fastest car. In Sweden, you need to push all the time. It's a fast rally, so you have to save the tyres on the second pass, usually, so you need to compromise and have a fast, comfortable car to drive." So fingers crossed, and unlike someone like Evans, who is going for the championship, Rovanpera, very likely with his 6 outings, not. Although, I don't know, is it possible you could? But anyway, I digress. He's got nothing to lose where Evans has, because he's gunning for that championship, where Evans was People gave him the thumbs up for what ended up being quite a mature drive in Monte Carlo, going for points and not obviously the win. But this could be a really, really close championship for rally. It's just a shame that there's not that many in the WRC one and the Rally One. There's not that many competitors, are there? Really, when you think about it, that can potentially win, which is it's disappointing in what is such a great series. Anyway, I am rambling. Let's get into Toyota. Yes, Toyota are ready. This is from Rallyfish. Toyota Gazoo World Rally Team hopes to add its success on snow and ice when it contests the only pure winter event. So obviously with Calais and Rovanpera, they are looking absolutely, I mean, odds on favourite to win, I think, if I'm honest. What do you guys think? I mean, comment below, let us know. So, as also a fourth GR Yaris Rally 1 hybrid will be driven by Lorenzo Bertilli as part of TGR WRT's customer program. Rally Sweden is one of the Italians' favourite rallies, where he took part in his first event with the team about a year ago. So, and also, don't forget the GR Rally 2 cars will compete for their first WRC2 in Sweden, with Sami Pajari from Principal is joined on the entry list by I'm really struggling with these pronunciations. George, let's just get into that entry list, shall we? Here's the entry list here from Rally Sweden. Kalle Rovanpera is set to kick off his championship campaign. The dates the 15th to the 18th of February. So with Calais back, we've got the entry list. Nope, that's not the entry list. Okay, fair enough. Then that's the Rally Sweden story. Let's get into the. I digress. It's all going horribly wrong here, isn't it? But this is the opening days. This is the opening day, and now, as you can see here, Thursday and Friday, we've got the 9 o'clock shakedown. This is obviously going to be, I believe, local Swedish time. The 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock, the shakedown. At 4 o'clock, we've got the Red Barn Arena opens. 5 o'clock, the program from stage, and the cars are up. We meet the crews, and the first stage is going to be at 7:05, 5 minutes past 7, with everything kind of concluding at 9 o'clock. And then here we go, the service park at just shy of 1:30, and it appears at 2:36 in the afternoon. It's go again till about 9 o'clock. Now, Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be all go, an early start again at 07:45 hours for stage number 9. Once again, that goes all the way again till about 9 o'clock. Not so late on the Sunday, though. Big points available, as we know, with these new points. Just shy of 7:30, stage 16. And the power stage starting at 12:15 with the podium ceremony, at 13:30. I'm sorry I didn't get the full entry list there. What on earth is going on? Maybe we can get it here. Do we have the entry list? There we go. Here we go. Having claimed back-to-back that reigning champion. Nope. Yep. The full entry list can be viewed here. Here we go. That's the full entry list. I've got it now. I didn't lie to you. Yeah, full entry list here. I'll leave the link, obviously, in the description. You got to click on it. I mean, how many people have entered in total? It looks like 57 cars are going to be entering, and we really need to. We really need to keep an eye on those WRC twos as well, which I'm not as au fait with. Obviously, rally still being fairly new to me, but only about 2 or 3 years. I've been following it, so still very passionate about it. But let's get into what the teams have suggested. What have the teams said about Rally Sweden? I mean, this is I think this is the Toyota team we're looking at. So let's get into the Toyota teams, what they are saying. Gazoo takes on WRC's Snow Spectacular. Toyota Gazoo Racing Team hopes it's going to add success on the snow and ice when it contests the only pure winter event from February the 15th to the 18th. Now, following its so we've got quotes from Team Principal. He says, "We had a solid start to the season at the Rally Monte Carlo, and now we are looking forward to Rally Sweden, which is a little bit like a home rally on our team. It's where we got our first victory back in 2017, and the winter conditions are something familiar to us. Last year, it was a bit more difficult, so we have really tried to prepare well this this year because we want to be back in the fight for victory. He went on to say that taking part in the Arctic Rally alongside our testing in Finland has helped us to be ready. Kalle, as we know, starts his season in Sweden and can be really strong at this kind of event. We know he won in 2022, which is one of his championship years. Elvin has also won in Sweden before, and we focus on making sure he can have the best performance possible. And as we've said, he's a bit more confident than he was, which is nice. Taka can also be strong on snow and had a very good speed last year, so I hope it can be a good event for all our drivers. Kalle has come out driving number car 69 and said it's exciting to be starting our season with an event like Rally Sweden. I always enjoy driving on snow and it's one of the best feelings you can have in a rally car. It's been cool to get back in the car over the last week at the Arctic Rally and in our pre-event test. Sweden has been a good event for us in the past, but last year when we were not so strong. So this year we want to fight back. As it's the only round on snow, it's not easy to find the perfect car setup with only a few days of testing in those conditions, but I think we found some useful things in our tests and we've been going in the right direction, so I'm looking forward to the rally. Elvin Evans driving car number 33, lucky for some if you're a Verstappen F1 fan. He said driving on snow and ice is something unique and makes Rally Sweden a very specific event. In the past I've had some good performance there and we've been working hard to try and improve my feeling with the car from last year's event. Our pre-event running in Finland has been really useful to get some time on the snow before Sweden. It's given us the chance to try a few things and I think we have managed to make some good setups. The conditions can vary quite a lot during the rally, with gravel coming through on the second pass on of the stages, and that's something key to get right. He went on to say that starting second on the road with fast drivers behind would not be easy, but we'll do our best like always and try to get the most out of the weekend. Last but not least, Mr. Taka, number 18, he said Rally Sweden is always an exciting rally and it's one of my favourite events on the calendar. Driving on snow and ice is something I've really enjoyed since I started rallying in Europe with the WRC Challenge program. Last year, he said, I had a pretty good speed in Sweden, so I hope we can perform well again and get a good result also. This event is always a big challenge and there will be some fast drivers, including Kalle, starting behind us on the road, so it will not be easy to fight for the top positions, but I will try to push hard to do the maximum I can. So, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Who is going to win? I think I can't help but think you've got to put Kalle favourite, maybe. Really going into it once again, this guy's got absolutely nothing to lose. He won 22's event. He was absolutely appeared dominant come Lapland. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, that he's absolutely going to be favourite. So, but there we go. So, let's get into Hyundai's predictions. Let's be fair. Between Hyundai and M Sport, there's a strong likelihood that they are going to give the biggest challenge to Toyota. And Hyundai Motorsport is aiming to continue a strong start to the season. And did they start strong into that second round? In and around the city of Umeå, Rally Sweden is the only snow event on the calendar. And how are they going to be? Well, Hyundai team principal Cyril said Rally Sweden is the only event on the calendar and the only snow event on the calendar. And after the mild conditions at Monte Carlo, it is the first time we'll experience this type of surface last year. We want to continue the momentum from our victory on the first round. And we know we have the potential with Thierry and Ott based on their wins here previously. It will be Especas, I've got that name wrong, I'm so sorry. First event since Rally Japan last year, and we are excited to see a new lease of life in him as he embarks on his first time campaign. Sweden is special for us because of Craig's podium here last year. So it's been really nice to see his memory honoured in the renaming of Bradbury. We want the best finish possible. So to end the weekend on the top step is our ultimate aim. So Nouvel has said we are expecting a lot of snow and very cold temperatures in Sweden. This was something that was manageable last year. but has been a bit more difficult previously. Because of this, we need a lot of precision and reactivity from the car to be able to throw it from one corner to the other and maximise its effectiveness. Snowbanks are obviously a huge risk, especially when temperatures again are higher than usual. When it's freezing, they are a feature you can rely on to help get better position to go faster. But he said clean driving, tyre management and road positions are all factors that can make it very challenging. But from our experience last year, the first day was very equal. I have always enjoyed Rally Sweden, so we will target a strong result. And Mr. Tanak has come out and said Sweden is a nice rally that's mostly about pure performance. The roads are easy and flat, so it's no real stress to the cars. This makes it easier to maximise the pace. Previously, it's been great in Omier, and I would like to see big snowbanks and icy roads once again. I imagine we will. Snowbanks are more of a support than a risk in Sweden. Most of the time, you can use them to your advantage to push to the limit. If, he said here, the snowbank takes you, if the snowbank takes you, you're probably too far over the limit. The stages in complete darkness are always a bit of a challenge. You don't see very much, sometimes just where the lights show. That paired with driving on snow means you can go sideways unexpectedly. And now on the other side, snow is a good reflector, so I would say it's easier than driving in places like muddy Wales. The target is to do well. We won it last year and we'll try our best to be battling at the front again. And Mr. Lappy, he said Rally Sweden is an event I definitely enjoy and a great place for me to start my season. I think if the conditions are expected, then starting towards the back is a big advantage, as the fresh snow will be ploughed away by the first cars and the grip will be higher. However, if it's really cold, more around if it's going to be about -20, then you might have a lot of snow powder flying in the air, he says, and that's going to make visibility worse for those later in the running order. And he went on to say that another key feature of Sweden is the difference between those first and second passes of the stages. On the first, the road is usually smooth, and he says you can approach it normally. But the second time, he says, there can be ruts that demand you adapt your driving style quite a lot. Our goal might change during the weekend, but it depends where we are. But hopefully we are fighting for the podium. And I'm beginning to wonder here, is this one of the most important rallies in terms of where you start? For example, Elvin going second, I believe, on the road, where Calais is somewhere in the middle. I'm not too sure about exactly where the Hyundais are going to be going and starting at the moment, but that's going to be, I think that may well be absolutely key to this rally. So right, so let's talk Ford M Sport, shall we? So after an impressive start of the season around the opening at Rally Monte Carlo, M Sport Ford Rally team recenters itself ahead of Rally Sweden. Undoubtedly one of the most challenging rallies of the 2024 championship. Now, Foremost started his season on top form in Rally Monte Carlo, they're saying, claiming an excellent 5th overall after a faultless weekend. He will look to bring this same approach to Sweden, where he has experienced both the Rally 1 and WRC 2 categories. His last outing on snow in the Puma 22 saw him set a handful of top 5 stages, and he will look to benefit from a favourable position next week. So Monster is also going to take on his second Rally Sweden after his debut last year in the junior category behind the wheel of a Fiesta Rally 3. He would claim an impressive 4th overall class there. He set himself in good stead for his Rally 1 start on the snow. Now, using his day's testing and existing experience in Sweden, Monster he's going to have another, hopefully, consistent weekend going after his what they class as strong performance in Monte Carlo. Richard Milner, the team principal, said Rally Sweden will be a difficult one for me, as I'll be watching from the sidelines in the UK as a result of my second child, congratulations, being due in the middle of the rally. So I have no doubt that the team and drivers are able to replicate a similar performance to that of Monte Carlo. So I'm very excited to see what we can do. We have had another great test with each crew completing over 200 kilometres per day. The test team really did a fantastic job and gave our drivers our best footing heading out of Sweden. It will also be a pleasure to see Will and Liam make their debut M Sport in the Rally 2 car, the prize from their junior WRC win. And Adrian Formeau said the challenge in Sweden is going to be interesting. He's talking about it's been 2 years since he's even driven on snow, so fingers crossed for him. He went, we only do one rally per year on snow, which has a very different driving style and car setup. And he said, but I really like to drive cars on snow. It's a really nice feeling that we get at these speeds, and it's quite unique. So I'm really looking forward to it. The target will be to get our feeling back on snow, look at our pace and compare to our more experienced crews, and see if we can get a good result like we did in Monty. Mr. Monster said the big challenge for Sweden will be getting to know the car on this particular service. Absolutely it will. And he said we had the chance to drive once in the snow last year with the Fiesta Rally 3, but this time he's basically talking about they're going to be carrying, obviously, compared to the Rally 3, a lot more speed in those corners. So there's an additional challenge, he says, where we have to adapt the pace notes to the different speed of the Puma. We're also trying not to get stuck in those snowbanks, which can happen very quickly. William Crichton said, I've completed in Lima a couple of times, and I've always found it beneficial to prepare before heading to Rally Sweden. He went on to say, I think it's even more important this year. I step into the challenges of the WRC2 category, and these are going to bring with this new car. So I'm really happy to have this opportunity thanks to the Rally Academy. I've always enjoyed driving on snow, and we had a good pace in Sweden last year. This aim to get comfortable with the car in Lima presents a good opportunity to do that. So I'm still saying I think one of the Toyotas are favourite for the win, but obviously I thought that at Monte Carlo. And so don't discount anything. I mean, let's be honest, it wouldn't be impossible if one of the M Sport Fords win. One mistake and you're over. And yes, there was a lot of dry ice going on at Monte Carlo in the end, which didn't destroy anyone's rallies, but it made it a lot more interesting. And here, once again, it's slippery. The conditions change all of the time, and when they're going over the stage, depending where they are, obviously in the queue as well, makes a massive difference. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm still saying I think Calais potentially favourite going in once again, because in this part-time championship he's got absolutely nothing to lose, does he? I mean, let's be honest. So I mean, there we go. Thank you very much. If you made it to the end, you are an absolute multiple stage rally champion. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Stay tuned with us. We'll have a full review of the rally after it happens, possibly updates throughout the weekend if we can, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.